everyone, and welcome to part 2 of my book haul for this month. I actually have 8 books to show you for this video. Can we just talk about this look? It turned out a little bit fancier than I was hoping it would be, but you know what? I'm not mad about it. I haven't worn red lipstick in a long time and I'm feeling good about it. I haven't curled my hair since maybe January and I'm feeling pretty good about this. I have 8 books to show you for this haul, part 2, but 4 of them, as you can see, are a series, part of a series. I'll get to that. I ordered these books off of either Amazon or, as you can see, Book of the Month, which I will also be talking about, but I'm gonna go in the order that I purchased them. The first 2 books that I want to talk about are The Kiss Quotient and The Bride Test by Helen Hoang. I really loved it the first time that I wanted to buy the book, obviously, and to support the author, and I really like the second book anyway. Her debut novel was The Kiss Quotient. This is part of a series. I think her debut novel came out in 2018. The second one just came out last month, or this month maybe even, and then she actually has a third one coming out in 2020. The books are not related, but they are part of a companion series in which the characters are similar. Helen Hoang was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder a couple years ago, and so she brings in different sort of issues like that in her characters, which I think is really interesting and really good for awareness, because I have not read many books like that, and what I can think of right now is probably a book by Jodi Picoult. I cannot think of her name right now, the book title right now. That's all I could think of, so I'm all for that, and also Asian American representation as well. The Kiss Quotient follows a woman named Miss Stella Lane, and she is very good at her job, but she knows nothing about relationships, and she feels like it might be time to learn. So enters Michael, who is an escort that she hires to teach her all about relationships, about kissing, dating, what to talk about, things like that. But as they're spending more and more time together, she starts to realize that Michael is as good as it gets. She's feeling that, and it's all about that steamy romance. I also really like that Helen Hoang's books, they're really easy to read, I mean, especially as romance novels, but it's also really steamy, which I was not expecting the very first time that I read that, but you know, I'm not mad about it. The second book is in the Kiss Quotient series, is called The Bride Test, and this actually follows Kai, who is in The Kiss Quotient. He plays a very minor role, but he's in it nonetheless. Oh, I forgot to mention that Stella has Asperger's, and so she's very not too great about new things, new people, and so that's why she hires an escort to help teach her. That was important. For Kai, he has autism, and he is very much against having relationships, and he wants to stay away from them as much as possible, but his mother is very intent on him marrying and having grandchildren. So she comes back from Vietnam with Esme as a mail order bride to seduce her son so they can get married. So Esme really likes the idea of marrying an American man. She wants to be able to provide for her family in Vietnam, and she has these dreams for herself that she wants to achieve. So she comes to America for the summer to woo and seduce Kai, but it's not really working on him, and she actually ends up falling for him instead, and she's in this one-sided relationship. So it follows their story, but also Kai, while he's struggling to kind of try to keep Esme away from him. He really doesn't want to fall in love with her. We follow him actually on his journey of why he is so against love. The Shatter Me series by Tahareh is actually very famous and popular. I just didn't know about it until I saw Witty Novels YouTube videos when I first discovered them a couple years back, I think. And so I don't know why it took me so long to start reading her favorite series, but here we are, 2019. As soon as I finished the first one, I borrowed it at the library. I just had to know what was going to happen, and so I purchased the entire series. Not the entire series. The 5th book, Defy Me, is only out in hardcover, so I didn't order it. So I just got the paperback edition, and as soon as the 5th book is published in paperback, I am planning on purchasing it. But currently I am on the 2nd book. Sadly, only Shatter Me, the first one, has the novellas, which I'll explain what that means, but I am sure I can find it somewhere on the internet. I'll check out her website. I'm a little bit more than halfway into the 2nd book, which is called Unravel Me. The Shatter Me series follows Juliet, or as far as I know, it's following Juliet. Basically, her touch is lethal to anyone that she might touch. She said that really weird, but if she touches you, you die, and this is the only life that she has known. She's seen as a monster, and she gets thrown into insane asylums, into jail, all of the above. This is a sci-fi fantasy dystopian YA series. The dystopian society is run by the Reestablishment. They are a new society. It's very much, seems to me like communism or socialism falls somewhere within that spectrum, and they come under the vise to be like, we are going to help you, we're going to change everything, but clearly they don't, and everything kind of just falls into this huge mess. And the Reestablishment actually wants to use Juliet's and her power as a weapon in a war that might be brewing with the opposition. So Juliet has to make a choice on whether she wants to be used as a weapon with the Reestablishment, or if she wants to become a warrior and work against the Reestablishment. I don't want to go into what the entire series is about, because I feel like that might ruin the entire series, or at least the first book, you know. But what I really like about this series is that there are little novellas. Like, they're in between each book. So there's book 1, book 2, but there's a book 1.5 in between each book, and those follow characters within the series from a different perspective. So the main books follow in the perspective of Juliet, but what I've seen from 1.5, it follows Warner. I'm not sure who is going to follow for 2.5 because I obviously have not finished it yet, but I'm really enjoying it. It is a YA series though, so it's very easy to read. I get why Whitney likes it, because it is so just easy to read. It's very juicy because there's a bit of romance involved. It really just gives me all the feels. Like, I feel when Juliet is like swooning, and I feel it when she's super angry. But because it's YA, it gets very cheesy and sometimes a little ridiculous, where I'm like, really, you're so young? They're like 18, that age, like young adult age. I'm pretty much young adult age. I'm almost 22, but it just feels like, really, is this what's so important? Like, this is what you're going to be making a big deal out of? But nonetheless, I'm really enjoying this series so far, and I can't wait to finish the series. I know a 6th book is coming out soon, so gotta keep a lookout for that one. Okay, and now I will be introducing Book of the Month. If you don't know, Book of the Month is a monthly subscription service. It's $14.99 a month. Every month you can pick from a selection of 5 books that Book of the Month has deemed their Book of the Month, and you choose which one you want for the month. You can, I've said month so many times, if you don't like any of the books, you can choose to skip that month, and then you get credit for the next month or something like that, or you don't get charged. I don't know. This is my very first one, so I don't really know how it works yet. This is my box. I had to go to the post office to go pick it up today. For my very first order, I was able to pick a Book of the Month as well as another book, which I think comes at a discounted price. I'm not sure, but I do have a referral code, so I'll leave that down below if you are interested, and you can get a book every month. All right, so we're gonna open her up. Oh, it's this way, it's this way. I'm gonna open her up like this. Oh yeah, they tell you to look out for the blue box. That's their thing. Book of the Month is blue. And it came with a little welcome pamphlet, I think they call it. Book of the Month established 1926, and it explains to you like how it works, the types of books that have won, things like that, how you can vote at the end of the year, I think, for the best book. And it also comes with a bookmark. Yay! I can add that to my now growing collection since I've been buying more books. I've also been buying more bookmarks. Inside it says read, love, repeat, which I love. My Book of the Month is A Normal Family, and I also got The Woman in the Window. I thought these were really cool because they are very specific to Book of the Month. You can see it says Book of the Month here with their logo. It says it on the back here and also on the spine, and I think that these were specially made just for book of the month, because when I take off the book jacket even, it still says it here on the spine and on the cover as well, and it says the month, June 2019, so I know when I got it, which I thought was kind of weird at first, but now I'm really liking that idea of it. Let me check. I actually didn't check if it says that for the woman in the window, because I didn't get it for... Oh, okay, so the other books that you are able to choose are books for previous months. So like with The Woman in the Window, it's not a June 2019 book, but it was a January 2018 book, and so it shows up there, which I think is really cool. I don't know how they choose book of the month, those 5 books, but I am sure as I use it more, I will learn more about it. Also, the really cool thing was that I ordered the books, and then a week later, I still hadn't gotten a shipping notification or tracking number, nothing, so I asked customer service about it. The person who helped me manually pushed my order and gave me free credit, which was really awesome. We're going to start off with A Nearly Normal Family by M.T. Edvardsson. If I say that wrong, I am so sorry. I actually had never heard of it. It's not on my radar. It wasn't on my want to read list, but it's a mystery thriller, so that's very, very on brand for me, so I'm very excited. I found it intriguing, obviously, which is why I chose it. So this book follows Stella, who is 18 years old, and she is actually being accused of murdering a shady-ass businessman who is 15 years older than her. Her father is a pastor and her mother is a defense attorney who are standing by their daughter throughout these accusations. However, they are still faced with this internal struggle of like, how did this even happen in the first place? Why is she being accused of murder? The novel is told in 3 parts, and it asks the 2 questions of how well do you know your children and how far would you go to protect them? So that seems really interesting to me. That's all I know about it so far, and I kind of like that these are all hardcovers. I don't have a lot of hardcovers because those ones are more expensive. The last book that I have, and I have to hurry up because my battery is dying, thank you so much for that, is The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. Oh, it says I love book of the month. That's cute. This book was actually on my want to read list, so I thought it was really great that I would be able to pick it out for a discounted price. Anna is described as a recluse, and so she never leaves her New York City home. Instead, she likes to watch old movies, day drink some wine, and of course spy on her neighbors. I'm sure we all do that. In come the Russells, who make up a family of a mother, father, and a son, and they move in across the street, so of course she is doing a lot of snooping until one day she is looking out the window, spying on her neighbors, and she sees something that she isn't supposed to. It completely shatters her world, and she no longer knows what's real, what's she imagining. With this book description, all I can think of is that it's giving me Hitchcock's Rear Window vibes, and from reviews that I've seen, it should also be giving you Gone Girl and The Girl on the Train vibes, which I think is really interesting. Also, this genre is very on brand for me, and I'm so excited to finally have this book. I have so many books on my want to read list. Like, I'm just really glad that I'm able to narrow them down, and now that I can start reading books that are actually on my shelf. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys are reading right now, if you're part of Book of the Month, what you recommend, and I hope to see you guys next time, and happy reading. Bye!
Where are you off to?
The bookshop. I just finished the most wonderful story about a beanstalk and an ogre and
That's nice.